sisters, welcome back to another tutorial. This tutorial was requested by most of you on my community tab, and I promised to deliver. This is part 1 of the tutorial, which is going to be in 7 parts, and I hope you do enjoy. Please turn on subtitles and then have an amazing tutorial experience. For this tutorial, I would be concentrating on everything in details. So for part 1, we'll be working the top part before we work the lace detail. I hope you do enjoy this tutorial. If you do make this, please don't forget to tag me on my social media handles. And yeah, enjoy the tutorial, grab your hook, and let's get started. Thank you so much for clicking. Now, before we continue this tutorial, I want to analyze a few things which would be super important for this dress pattern. Okay, so I'm holding a square, and then this is also a circle piece that we would be analyzing. Okay, so we are going to make only one of this for the upper part of the dress pattern, and then we are going to make 9 of this in total for both the whole set. Okay, you are going to understand this as time goes by, but part 1 is going to concentrate on explaining everything into details with the dress pattern and making this square basically. Okay, so this square consists of 6 rows in total and 5 rows, and the circle contains of 5 rows. Okay, so we are going to make 5 rows for this and 6 rows. So when you skip the circle would not include the last row, I mean. So I'm using a very small hook size. I would recommend from 2.0 to 1.7 millimeter depending on the yarn type you use. Okay, so I prefer fingering with yarn most of the times. You also need a pair of scissors to cut off the excess yarns after weaving in, and then I'm going to show you the type of yarn I'm using. So I'm using this fashion twine. Okay, it's very common here in the parts in my locality, and I think one is approximately $1 and a few cents. So I'm using 2 at the same time, so it means I'm using 2 strands. Yeah, so you just take both strand and then use it at the same time just to get it a little bit thick because it's absolutely thin. So let's just begin with the very first process, which is the magic circle or the magic ring. So to do this, you are going to wrap. So to do this, I'm going to fold the yarn into 2, okay, and then cross it basically. Okay, so after crossing, you are going to grab this loop. You realize that these two strands that are crossed, there's here and then there's one here and there's one here. You are going to grab the one on this side, which is your left. So these 2, you just grab this. Okay, so you cross it this way, then grab this. Okay, so after grabbing this, you are going to pull it in the circle just like this, and then pull the strand. Okay, so you are going to have this circle created basically. So after this, you just hold it in place, very secured. Okay, and then with this loop, you are going to insert your hook inside this loop, and then you are going to have this circle created with an extra strand here. Okay, so we are going to chain a total of 4. 1, 2, 3, and then 4, and that's the beginning. Okay, so after chaining 4, you are going to move directly into this space, so into the last space, and then double crochet. To double crochet, you're going to wrap your yarn around the hook, insert into the space, okay, pull through. You have 3 loops on the hook, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. You now have 2 loops on the hook, yarn over, pull through all 2 loops. Okay, so we just double crocheted, and we are going to add 15 more. Okay, so in total we are going to put 16 double crochets in this piece. Remember that the chain 4 does not count as a stitch in this instance. So since we have done our very first one, we are going back again. So this is the second double crochet. Make sure your strand does not come out, so you just pull it to secure as time goes by, and then continue double crocheting. So this is the second, the third, so 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and then 16. So you have a total of 16. So with this strand, we are just going to pull just to close the circle permanently, and then leave the loop lying. You can weave in later. So you are going to slip stitch to join. So the very first chain 4 you made, I'm just going to insert your hook in and then slip stitch to join perfectly. You should have something like this by the end of the row, if you can take notice. Yeah, so for the next section, which is row 2, we are going to make a total of 16 double crochets separated by chain 1 spaces. Okay, so to begin, we are going to chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Chain the 3 of these chains counts as a double crochet, and then extra one counts as a chain 1, separating the double crochet. Okay, so after chaining, we are going to move to the next double crochet, and then double crochet on top of it. Okay, chain 1, move to the next, double crochet, 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 chain 1, move to the next, double crochet. So we are gradually getting to the end. Make sure you count and have a total of 16. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. This is the 14th one. Chain 1. This is the 15th one. Chain 1, and this is the 16th one. Okay, nicely created at this moment. So to join, make sure you chain 1. Okay, and then slip stitch into the third space. So 1 2 3. So remember that you chained 4 to begin. We are going to just count to the third chain space and slip stitch to join perfectly. We are done with row 2. You should have something like this, nicely created. So let's move on to row 3. So before you start row 3, you are going to insert your hook into the next space and then slip stitch. Okay, so insert and then slip stitch. Perfect. Okay, just to incorporate yourself into working the stitches in the space. Now we are targeting the spaces, not the double crochets. So this allows you to just, transition you into working into the space. So to begin the next row, which is row 3, you are going to chain a total of 3. Okay, and then put a total of 4 double crochet in this space. So 1 2 3 4 and then 5. Perfect. So after your 4 the reason why we placed 4 back is because the chain 3 counts as a stitch in this instance. Okay, so take notice. So in each space we are supposed to have 5, but since we are beginning and we chained, we are counting it as a stitch. So after your extra 4 in the space, you are going to insert your hook. So just remove your hook like how I just did. Insert it in the very first chain 3 you made, just like how I've just done, and then slip stitch. So you just grab this loop and then slip stitch to join. Okay, it gives you this cool feature and this bubble feature, and that's what we need for this detail. Okay, so let's do it again. Okay, so now we are going to chain 2, and then move to the next space. We are working inside the spaces. We are going to put a total of 5 double crochets to go inside the space. This is the first one. 1 2 3 4 and then 5. So you have a total of 5. You just pull your loop like this and then take your hook, insert it inside the very first double crochet, grab the loop, adjust and slip stitch, just to get this detail like how we did for the very first one. Let's do it again. Chain 2, chain 2, move to the next space, a total of 5 double crochets. 1 2 3 4 and then 5. Okay, you pull the loop, insert into the very first double crochet, grab the loop, slip stitch to join, chain 2, a total of 5 double crochets. So 1 2 3 4 and then 5. Slip stitch to join, chain 2, 5 double crochets again in this next space. Insert in the very first double crochet, slip stitch to join, chain 2. We are going to continue this, okay, in all the chain spaces, the chain 1 spaces from the previous row. So you're supposed to have a total of 16 of this set. Okay, so I'm going to meet you at the last but 1 stitch for this row, and then we begin the next row, which is row 4. So basically this is going to be the last but one. I'm going to show you how to join. So as usual, when you do chain your 2, just put your total of 5 double crochets. Okay, so this is the last pod or set we are working on for this row. Okay, and then you chain 2. We are now going to join to the very first set you made. So slip stitch into the very first double crochet for the set you made. Okay, you should have something like this. Now you are going to slip stitch 2 times just to incorporate yourself into the next chain 2 space. Okay, so insert slip stitch. So this is going to be the first one, and then now move directly into the chain 2 space and then slip stitch 2. So we are now going to work into the chain 2 spaces. For row 4, we are going to be chaining and making picot edgings. So to begin, we are going to chain 6, a total of 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now count to the third space. Okay, so go into the third space. So 1, 2, 3. Over here is the third space. So go into the third space, insert your hook, pull through. You now have 2 loops on the hook, yarn over and pull through all 2 loops. So that's just a picot edging we just made. It gives you this cool detail just right here if you can take notice. So we are going to do it again. Chain 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now count to the third space, insert into the third space, pull through. You have 2 loops on the hook, yarn over, pull through all 2 loops, picot edging made. Perfect. Now you are going to chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Go into the next chain 2 space downwards. So go into the next chain 2 space downwards and then insert your hook, yarn over, pull through all 2 loops. That's just a single crochet, by the way. So you should have something like this rectangle detail with 3 chains separating it. Okay, so we have this chain, we have this chain, we have this 2 picot edging. So this is the middle chain. Perfectly, it looks like a rectangle. We are going to do this until we have 16 sets. So let's do it again. Chain 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Insert into the third space and single crochet, chain 6, into the third space, single crochet, picot made, chain 5, go back down the next chain 2 space and single crochet. I hope you are getting this. So we are going to do this again all around until we have 16 sets. So we have made 2 sets so far. We are nowhere near the end. Let's do it again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Single crochet, sorry, 6. Single crochet in the third space. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Single crochet into the third space, and then finally the fifth one, the chain 5, sorry, chain 5, single crochet into the next chain 2 space, and then we are moving forward. Insert into the third space, single crochet, chain 6, again single crochet. Now this is a chain 5, single crochet back down, and the chain 2, the next chain 2, sorry. Now let's move on. Let me demonstrate more to you. go back down, and then single crochet. So guys, we are going to do this until I have 16 sets. You should have this rectangular details that I told you all around. I'll meet you at the last but one, and I'll show you how to join and begin the next row, which is the 5th row. So 1, 2, 3, 4. The next row is going to be the 5th row. So I'll see you there. So after repeating this all around, this is the 15th rectangle I've made. So in total we should have 16, which means I have the last one to complete. So we just single crocheted in the last chain 2 space. As usual, chain your 6 and then do your picot edging, chain 6 again, and then repeat the picot edging, and then chain 5 as usual. Just like I taught you, you are now going to single crochet in the very first chain 2 space. Okay, the very first one we chained. So you are just going to single crochet. Just take a look and then single crochet back there, and then you have completed your row. So you should count these rectangles to make sure you have 16. If you do, you have no problem. Now you can continue to row 5. So to start row 5, make sure you slip stitch 5 times. So 1 and then 2, 3, 4. So this is the 4th one, and then 5. Okay, so the reason why we did this is that we want to get right in the middle of the chain for the middle, so that we can work the details right in the middle. Okay, so row 5 is also similar to row row 4. It also contains chains and then picot edgings. So to begin, we are going to chain a total of 6 as usual. Go into the 3rd space and single crochet, picot edging created, chain 6 again, go into the 3rd space, single crochet, picot edging created, chain 5, and then you are going to move to the next rectangle space. You are going to target the middle chain and then single crochet right in the middle to join. So single crochet created. So you should have something like this so far. Chain 6 again, single crochet in the 3rd space, chain 6, single crochet in the 3rd space, chain 5, and then move directly into the next space. Okay, and single crochet in the middle of the chain. You should have something like this. So that's what you're going to do. You must also have 16 for this section, 16 sets, just like how we did for row 4. So let's continue. Chain 6, single crochet, chain 6, single crochet, chain 5, and then move to the next space and single crochet. Okay, chain 6, single crochet, nicely created, chain 6, single crochet, chain 5, and then single crochet in the next space. So that's what you are going to do all around. Okay, you should have something like this. So at this moment you are going to get your full circle just like this sample, and then the next row, which is row 6, is what makes it a square. So just repeat it all around, and then I'll meet you at the end of the row back here where we are going to begin row 6. Okay, so basically I've completed my row 5 and I did single crochet back in the same space where we created. So you should have a total of 16. So this is where I ended. You should have a total of 16. If you don't, then there's a problem you need to rectify. But you just basically repeat this pattern all around, making sure you chain 6, single crochet in the third, chain 6, single crochet in the third again, and chain 5 to join right in the middle of the previous chains we made, or previous rectangle we made. So now we are going to for the top pattern you should make 9 of this, as I said, and then 1 of the square. But since we are making 1 of the square, I have to show you how to turn this circle into a square. So to do that, make sure you have your loop intact on your hook, and then you are going to slip stitch till you get to the middle as well. So slip stitch 5 times. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you should have something like this. So after slip stitching 5, you are going to chain a total of 3. 1, 2, 3. Yarn over, insert your hook into the middle space. So yarn over, insert your hook into the middle space, not the chain, the space, and then pull through. You should have 3 loops on the hook. Yarn over, pull through 2. Yarn over, insert back into the space, pull through. You should have 4 loops on the hook. Yarn over, pull through all 2 loops. You should have 3 now. Yarn over, pull through all 3 loops. Okay, so you should have something like this. It's kind of like 3 double crochets made into 1 stitch. Okay, so you should have it in the same space, which is the middle. Okay, so after that I'm going to chain a total of 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yarn over, insert into the same exact space. So insert, pull through. You have 3 loops. Yarn over, pull through 2. Yarn over, insert back, pull through. You should have 4. Yarn over, pull through 2. You now have 3. Yarn over again, insert, pull through. You should have a total of 5 now. Yarn over, pull through 2. You should have a total of 4 now. Yarn over, pull through all 4 loops. Okay, so the reason why there's a difference between this one we just made is because the very first section we had to chain. Okay, so the chain counts as a stitch. That is why we did only 2 variations to add, but this time we didn't chain to count as a stitch, so we had to do the 3 double crochets as one. We are going to understand as we move on. Okay, so this is 1 corner space created. So after that, you are going to chain a total of 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, after chaining 5, you are going to look for the middle of this rectangle piece and single crochet to join. Perfect. Chain 5 again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Move to the next piece, look for the middle, single crochet to join. Chain 5 again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Move to the next space, look for the middle and single crochet to join. So we have made 3 chains so far. After making this corner, we are supposed to make a total of 4 chains to separate each corner. Okay, so we are going to make the next chain, which is the 4 chain. So make sure you chain your 5. So 1 2 3 4 5, and then now you are going to make a corner over here, just like how we did. And as usual, what you are going to do is to yarn over. First of all, insert into the middle space, pull through. You have 3 loops on the hook, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, insert back, pull through. You have 4 loops on the hook, yarn over, pull through 2. You have 3 loops on the hook now, yarn over, insert, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2. You have 4 loops on the hook now, yarn over, pull through all 4 loops. Okay, perfectly made. 1. Now you are going to chain 8. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. I'm going to do the same corner detail. Yarn over, insert, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, insert, pull through 2. You have 3 loops on the hook, yarn over, insert, pull through 2. You have 4 loops on the hook, yarn over, pull through all 4 loops, and we are done with your corner space. Okay, as I told you, each corner space is separated by 4 chains. Okay, so that's what we are going to do, and this square contains 4 corner spaces. Okay, so let's move on. After this, you are going to chain a total of 5. Okay, and then move to the next space and single crochet, chain 5, move to the next space and single crochet, chain 5, move to the next space in the middle and single crochet, chain 5, and then there's the 4 chains. We are going to make a corner space here. So we are going to yarn over, insert, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, insert, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, insert, pull through 2. You have 4 loops on the hook, yarn over, pull through all 4 loops. You chain your 8 as usual and go back and repeat the same thing. Yarn over, insert, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, insert, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, insert, yarn over, pull through 2. Now you have 4 loops on the hook, yarn over, pull through all 4 loops. Corner space created nicely, just like here. And now you can continue your chain again. So you chain 1 2 3 4 5, single crochet in the middle, 1 2 3 4 5, single crochet in the middle. There's a second one, 1 2 3 4 5, single crochet in the middle. This is the third chain, 1 2 3 4 5. Now this is the fourth one. That's when you go ahead to do your corner space. So yarn over, insert, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, insert, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, insert, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through all 4 loops, and then chain 8. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. Go back again and then do the usual thing as I've been teaching you. When you have 4 loops on the hook, now you yarn over and pull through all 4 loops, and then you have your corner space created nicely, which is the last corner space. Okay, so we now have 4 corner spaces. Okay, so now you can continue your chains. Okay, so make sure you chain 5, single crochet into the next space nicely. You chain your 5, single crochet into the next space nicely. There's a second chain, you chain your 5. There's the third chain, and then the final 4th chain, which is going to connect this. So you chain your 5 and then slip stitch in the very first chain 3 you made to begin the row. So you slip stitch swiftly, and then you are going to chain 1 and pull your yarn, which you are going to weave in later. This is when your scissors or pair of scissors comes in handy. You just grab it and cut it off and then pull your loop, and now make sure you secure and then you weave in the yarn, which is really important because especially if you are using my type of yarn, it's really slippery. If you make any mistake, you end up unraveling the whole project, which takes you back to zero. Okay, so I recommend that you do this on weaving in before you even join. Okay, so yeah, this is basically part 1 of the tutorial. I hope you enjoyed this part, and I wasn't moving too slow. That's why I have separated this in so many parts, and I think I'm gonna do most of my tutorials this way. So yeah, after weaving in, just cut off the yarn left and make sure you weave in the middle as well. The one you began with is really important. So yeah, please don't forget to subscribe. I have a lot of content, crochet related content, including crochet vlogs and tutorials, especially pattern based. So if you don't want to miss this and you want to make something unique every single week, you should join the family by hitting the red subscribe button down below, and then turn on your post notification, which is really important so that you don't miss out on any of my uploads. And then comment if you made it to the end of this tutorial. Yeah, so I'm just weaving in at this moment. So yeah, as I told you, I'm making 9 of this and then 1 of this. I'm going to show you how to join without making a square. So we'll be joining the front and then the shoulders as well, and then the back is going to be made of diamond stitches. So I'll see you in part 2, and thank you so much for watching.